here? Like, are these supposed to be the souls of the guys who died with Gwyn? Like,
No
or like
idea.
along the way? I don't know. We don't have a lore master here. We just have a game master and
Tom, could
a
you
couple
call
of people who like
Miyazaki, put
lying
him
to
on
me.
the phone for us?
Yeah.
Call him up?
Yeah, like all those other times I could call
Alright.
him.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if we can't
Asylum up.
see if we can't one and done this here, fellas. Welcome everybody for another installment of Torture Tuesdays. I am Nate. I am joined by Ian, Tom, and Gaming Fish, aka CP Quest. And I am gonna go.
Today.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. All right, so
I always get bottom billing in our D&D campaign.
well, you get like with special guest. You know,
is that
like
what it is?
yeah.
Like, it's like at the end
Yeah.
of the end of the opening titles.
or like
With
and with yeah.
Robert Duvall.
Yeah, exactly.
I see. It's like an honorific.
Yeah. Yeah, why not?
Bullshit.
We got
That's such
Osprey in the
bullshit.
chat here coming out swinging. Getting just awake. Get my ass handed to me. Bear witness to my ass kicking.
Yep, I think we're all ready for that, Nate.
Yeah.
Nah, I think you're gonna tune him up.
We'll see. We'll see. I do
think
not
he's
feel-
done at least once.
Oh yeah, for sure. I do not feel like my bullshit factor is strong today.
FYI to the chat, this is the end of the game. This is the last fight. So
Yeah.
if Nate were to beat it early,
This is gonna
we
be
do
like a
have
10-minute
backup
video.
plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do have a backup plan.
We have Sekiro lined up. I have it set for about 7 o'clock, but if we get to it, we get to it. And
If you recall, we left Sekiro. Nate was trying to do the 17 boss rush.
yeah.
What
And so
a
that's
hell
what
of a way
I'll
to
be.
come out the gate.
Yeah, that's feeling good. Feeling good. Uh-oh.
It gets up like, what the fuck?
Uh-oh.
Oh, he's trying to parry that shit.
Yep.
Oh.
Trying to, but we'll see.
Says no.
We're streaming on Twitter right now. I forgot about that.
Are we? I didn't know that.
Cameron put in some automatic setting to stream on Twitter, which I don't think is
Oh.
a huge popular platform, but it's still.
I didn't know you could even stream on Twitter.
I knew they had like live something like
Oh.
that on
Do I have to?
Instagram.
Do I keep it?
some
Do I have to keep
competition.
all my roasts?
Oh,
to 120,
okay.
140 characters. Or something?
Hey, if you want to challenge yourself, you can.
Nate's bad at video games and he sucks.
How do I roast the Last Jedi in 140 characters? I can't do it.
Oh, man.
Single words, semicolons.
Mhm. Okay, so
Chapters.
first fight, not so great. I think whatever it is that I fully acknowledge that Gwyn is probably not a hard boss, but I was telling Gaming Fish earlier that something in my brain is not clicking or something. Like his timing is different.
To be fair to you, he's not like a super easy boss either. I mean, he's like,
Is he not? Okay.
no. I mean, I would call him mid-tier for the humanoid bosses.
Yeah.
What would you
Okay.
What would you consider like the easiest boss in Dark Souls 1? I would consider the first boss you run across the easiest one.
Do you call that the first boss though?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm anything with a giant health bar that takes up the.
So that's an interesting question too, because usually you don't play like when you play the first boss, you're kind of like a newbie. So any boss is typically pretty hard.
Yeah.
But I think objectively, yes, the Asylum Demon, I guess that's what he's called.
Yeah.
The first one, I think he has to be the hardest boss. I mean, sorry, the easiest.
The easiest boss.
I think another runner-up could be Moonlight once you figure out the patterns, just because a lot of it's waiting. Like if we're talking by difficulty and not by
Yeah.
time, like technically
That's-
Moonlight is.
That's like a system fight. Like as long as you know the system, it's easy.
Yeah.
And then you have. You know what? I'm gonna bring up the boss
Woo.
list.
Now I can't remember.
Actually-
Does Dark Souls do that thing where like a really high level normal enemy is a boss and then becomes a normal enemy, relegated to a normal
Yeah,
enemy?
you've seen that in you've seen that with Kappa Demon in the
Yeah.
Road to
Yeah.
Lost Isolate.
Yeah, that's true.
All right.
I think you
They
see
don't
what
do it for
Taurus
every
Demon
boss,
did.
obviously, but they
Oh,
do
no.
it for some.
A lot of
Oh.
like the like
That was
medium, large size ones.
Yeah.
Did you get 2 off on him?
Oh,
Yeah, was that-
I did not mean to get
You
grabbed by that. I thought he was gonna do
hate
something
it.
different.
My
thought he
man
was-
just, like,
He's never done that
Still
twice in a row.
Okay.
Ooh.
Come
So
on,
we got the
the
Asylum.
fucking.
Oh.
Anyway, Asylum Demon. Yep.
We got Asylum Demon, and then we got the Bell of the Gargoyle. you gotta
Yeah.
drink that.
Ugh.
I don't think those are actually that easy because I think any boss fight where you have to fight two guys at once is inherently more challenging than the alternative.
Oh yeah, it's
So-
ONS's whole deal. I
Yeah,
mean,
exactly.
Bell Gargoyles is just like the precursor to that.
Yeah.
And then you got the Kappa
Woo!
Demon.
I didn't find the Kappa Demon to be all that difficult. I don't think the Kappa Demon himself is all that difficult. I think the
No.
arena that you fight him in is tough, but otherwise,
Oof.
I didn't really have a problem with Kappa Demon.
The challenge with space it poses is definitely like it's the
Damn it,
challenge. but
okay.
Coming back to him like
I ran out of
after the
stamina.
first time is definitely
Yeah.
like yeah, I get
It's
it.
if you figure out the system in the environment that you're in, it's not that hard.
The first few seconds I think suck just because you have to contend between dogs versus him.
Yeah.
And as soon as you do that, it just goes anywhere from
Yeah,
there.
because especially when the dogs are on the field, it's about making space, and you can barely ever make any space in that tiny little area.
Osprey,
Right,
if you
'cause
ever
that's when
stream
people
your
figure out how to-
Elden Ring playthrough, I am gonna be there for it, and I'm gonna be that guy in the back just screaming his head off. I'm just gonna start roasting you because you got it coming.
I'm assuming, Osprey, that you haven't. Do I have it right? You haven't played a FromSoft game before? Or
No, he's never played it.
Souls-like?
Yeah, no. Elden Ring is gonna be his first, from what I've been told.
That's gonna be
So-
nice.
If anything, it's gonna be setting up for failure because everything else will be a disappointment. Besides maybe Sekiro.
Well, I'm assuming he's gonna do like a full-on mage build, right?
Possibly.
That's my guess because I think he's mentioned before that like
yeah.
the sorcery is kind of what he's into.
See like a
Mhm.
spell knight type of deal.
Yeah, and I think if that's the case, it's going to be easier than it would be otherwise because magic is still going to be the way to go for because it's still going to have the advantage of being ranged,
Yeah.
right? You're not going to be like up in people's grills all the time. In
I
super
would like to
danger.
see more like melee buff magic or like not even just like buffs, but like something that's a little bit more interesting. Because
I think that's what I was gonna
enjoy
go
it
with.
in
Is
the
like
magic
Magic
So-
Knight.
So esoteric.
So I can tell you that they definitely will have something like that because every weapon they turn. You know the weapon arts from Dark Souls 3.
yeah.
They basically just turn those into weapons. Or sorry,
Yeah.
not weapons. They turn them into magic
Yeah,
spells.
that-
so
that are, like,
every
interchangeable.
melee weapon you get comes with some sort of like magic element that you get to use. Some of them are more like close-up melee based. Some of them are more ranged. So, and I imagine there's going to be like just a shit ton of them to choose from.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's gonna be like arts where it was like a lot of similar classes had like the same one. It'd be cool if
It
they were
might,
like
but-
slightly different.
But you can move them around. So
Oh, that's cool.
it's somewhat limited, but for the most part, if you have
Oof.
a
What the fuck?
weapon art, if you will, that you like, you can pretty much use it on any weapon generally.
Hey, wait, Nate missed the boss.
What
Wait,
what
which
boss
one?
did I miss?
Dark Sun,
Oh, Gwendolyn?
Gwendolyn.
Oh, I mean,
missed-
I've never done
he
Gwendolyn.
He's technically missed the boss.
I guess so.
That's fine. I did
Yeah.
3 skipping him knowing I was
Woof.
gonna come back and do him. I've never done
Woof.
Gwendolyn. I always forget because I'm like, it's too much work. By the time
Yeah.
I'm done with ONS, I'm like, I don't want to be in
See,
Anne Orlando any longer.
This is just my opinion, and my opinion is just my opinion. But I think that's kind of a shitty boss, personally. But
Yeah, I like the gimmick of like the infinite part, but I'm like,
Uh,
eh.
yeah, the long hallway's cool, I guess.
I'd
but
like to do it
gets old real
sometime.
fast.
Well, maybe if I get my ass kicked too much tonight, and I'll take a break and go fight Gwendolyn, and then I'll come back here and fight Gwyn.
I mean, you're not loving Gwyn so far.
I don't hate it. It's just his timing is weird. Like I can't explain it, but like the sword speed and the wind up that
problem-
I've seen from him so far is different than every other boss in the game for me.
So I had 2 problems with him. To the extent that I had problems with Gwyn, the 2 problems I had were, one, he actually has quicker startup frames on all of his stuff than you would think based
Yeah.
on his animations.
That's
So
what I'm
he actually,
noticing.
like, he gets in your grill way faster than you anticipate.
Mm-hmm.
But
And
the
he's
other
like
thing is
constant pressure.
He also has crazy hitboxes. Like,
Yeah,
he
his sword
will
is
hit you in-
nuts.
Yeah, he hits you in places you never thought that you would ever get hit. And he can hit through all the columns there that are like in that arena.
Yeah,
so-
I was trying to like. There's only like one column I feel especially safe behind, but it's in like a corner off by itself, and getting away from that column is like a bitch.
It only buys you enough time to heal like once.
Yeah, exactly. And I can't
yeah,
like
that's the
just
problem. And
live
can-
over there.
he can basically map you because he can basically come to you from the other side of the map and like. super quick time, so you
Yes.
never really, even when you have distance, you never really have that much distance.
Mm-hmm. It's mostly going to come down to finding time between his animation frames to do a heal,
Correct.
which is mostly his grab.
Yeah.
I guess even
Which maybe you
if
can
I-
bait him into.
Yeah.
Like if you
Maybe.
walk in, bait him into it, and then back out,
Possible.
like Zangief style.
That's the thing. Like
Hey,
I've
like,
tried
you-
to do.
Oof.
I've
Uh,
tried to do what
that should have been a
Nate
rule.
does,
There it
for
is.
like build wise,
Good
like
man.
light build.
Exactly that.
Oof.
Oop,
All right.
It seems like every time you roll to his right, or get up onto his, I guess, left side.
What the hell?
Left side.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah,
that was weird.
He was thinking about
Arbitrary
it.
execution.
He is
What is this shit?
grab
He's-
heavy on this shit.
It's like,
He
it's
turned
like he
into
got his
Keith.
like his move list flipped based on where you are.
Having
Oh.
trouble parrying that slash.
Yeah, that one is killer.
You really can't.
Yeah, you might want to skip the. There you
Oh.
go. Got it.
I think if you can't get the first one, like the rest of them just become
Yeah, I kind of bailed.
muddled.
What's he got?
The way he runs at you is so like
Woo.
comical.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him do that with you yet. I don't think. The little like.
Oof.
Oh.
Whoa.
Alexander's
No.
tab.
Don't let him zero you out.
Yeah. Oh, I
Man,
ran
there
it.
it is.
Oh, fuck.
Ah,
A perfectly angled, so I didn't see it until it was too late. Fucking shit,
Guys, he
man.
ran into a stalagmite.
part of it might be because
Alright.
you're used to using the sword so much. I think like the startup
Maybe.
frames and like the attack time it takes for like the light attack on your spear versus the sword are different.
Yeah, could be.
I feel like the
There's
spear's
a lot of like
faster, though.
subconscious stuff you have to break when you're trying
Well,
to
also-
like step
it
back.
also
and
changes
approach
your
the boss
spacing.
differently.
Like you get different range with this than you do with the sword. So
Yeah, so
it's another
if
thing.
I
you
fight him
gotta
with the
modulate.
sword, I'll definitely be with inside the sword. If I roll,
Yeah.
I have to start slipping instead of rolling out.
Mhm.
Because right now I feel like my spear is about as long as his sword is.
So Nate, you also missed another boss.
What
in
the
snow
fuck?
Area.
Really?
Yeah, the snow area.
I don't like. You mean the painted world?
Yeah, the painted world. Snow area. Yeah.
What
Ashen
boss did
world,
I?
whatever.
What boss did I miss?
The person that you talked to at the end.
Oh, I did. Yeah, I purposely didn't fight her.
Oh,
Is that
yeah.
that
We already-
Priscilla?
We met
Yeah,
her. We just didn't fight her.
yeah. I felt like she was walking her walk. Like her actions lined up with her words,
You know what I think it
and
was?
seems pretty chill.
I think Nate had a crush on her because of the tail. He was grooving on the tail.
Shut up! You don't know that.
He's a furry. He's
Don't
secretly
let,
a
don't let
furry.
anybody know.
No king shame. That's all right. Just be honest, Nate. Own it.
Don't even get me started about team mascots.
Oh dear. Oh my god. Don't worry, I will not get you started.
Oh geez, poor Destiny launches their new expansion right before Elden
Right by
Ring.
Elden Ring, yeah.
Really?
Ooh.
Woof.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
oh, what was the last game that happened to? I forget what it was.
Uh,
A huge game. It was like Breath of the Wild
Horizon
overshadowed.
Zero
something
Dawn
huge.
came out a week before.
That's what it was. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, every time.
Every time now. Feeling pretty good about that opening one so far.
Stab in the ass.
Oof.
Oh.
It looks like,
Like-
a good 9 out of 10 you can hit that opening attack.
By the way, is anyone else feeling like I am that Nintendo Direct pretty much aced us out of Breath of the Wild in 2022?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
the
mean,
timing
I'm
of it
just-
for sure.
I don't
There's-
really.
there's no
anticipate
way
the
we're
game, I
getting
just
that
wanna
now,
let it
right?
Come out.
Yeah, like I
We
didn't
got
think
so
it was
many
gonna be
other things to
2022,
play.
but I feel like if it was going to come in 2022, it would have had to have been announced at that Direct.
Yeah.
Because they want to do it again, like in a March time window, because I think they want to do it around then. I mean, that, or they might be waiting till holiday season. But if they do,
Honestly,
they're saving up a huge
Whoa, fuck!
pool of
That
stuff.
that delay one. Yeah. Okay.
I would personally be surprised if they didn't wait until the new console. To be honest, the new Switch, whatever that's going to be.
I suppose. I mean, the trailer that they showed already, if it's built in the same engine, it's not like it can't handle it. I don't remember that many frame rate. I
Well,
guess no.
I
Breath of the
mean-
Wild did have frame rate issues, like around
It
the
did,
Lost.
especially the Lost Woods. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Maybe.
Still does to this day. I just feel like that's a system seller for them, and the attach rate for the first like year and a half was like almost 100%.
Yeah, it
for
could be that
Breath of the
they're
Wild.
the number of like self like R&D1 titles is just so low now because they've
Yeah.
released everything else.
Really, you don't think
Well,
Switch
they
Party
can-
was the #1 tag along game? No,
Switch
with its
you mean,
HD
One to
vibration.
Switch?
Yeah.
I thought
Sniper
One
though,
to Switch had
maybe.
some cool games. It just
Hey,
it
Sniper
wasn't
Clips
really
is
worth
cool.
the price tag.
Yeah, I just feel like it's always been a system launcher for.
Are you guys
years now.
psyched for Switch Sports or whatever the hell it's gonna be?
Dude,
I'll play it.
Dude.
Yeah, why not?
abso-fucking-lutely. We are doing tennis.
Tennis,
We're doing
okay.
tennis.
Oh, yeah, we're definitely doing a stream for that.
All right.
You remember the
Easy.
tennis
That could be
tournament
part of
we
like a
had?
party game.
The Wii tennis tournament we had at your
Yeah.
place, guys?
Yeah, I
That
remember
was
that.
huge. 2007, 8,
Yep.
whatever, hit different.
Mm-hmm. It's different. Yeah,
Really
for
did.
sure.
Because it
And
was
then,
back when everyone was playing.
and then
Wii
Craig and I got really into the Wii Golf when we were living together in college. It's only about 9 holes, and he got to a -8, and I got to a -7, I
Jeez.
believe. It got real good at that.
Well, they're adding it with that update later. I assume if it's like Nintendo, they'll wait like 2 years and then put a bunch of other sports in there.
I mean,
Which, like,
fortunately,
if that's your jam, it's your jam.
the two biggest things they announced happen to be the two things that I'm good at on Nintendo. So, it sucks for you guys.
I don't know. I think I'll enjoy it. I do like
I'm
me
going
some
to
Wii
be
Sports.
insufferable when that stuff comes out. You guys are
The
gonna hate me
wind
nuts.
on the other end of that.
Oof.
Oh boy.
Woof.
Come on.
And,
Yeah.
yeah, Earthbound 1 and 2, or Mother 1 and 2 are out, which is cool. I haven't had any
So,
time to play it
Tom,
with
when
Lost
they
Ark.
were first announcing that, did you think maybe Mother 3? They
No.
might be saying something about Mother 3.
And I'll say this here. So a couple days before
Ugh.
the Direct,
Woo.
when they announced the Direct,
Yeah.
Shigesato Itoi, who is the creator, had a tweet. I had to translate from
What the
Japanese. That was
fuck?
like,
I definitely
be sure to
parried.
stick around for the some weird cryptic thing. He always talks some weird cryptic stuff because he's retired and doesn't care. But he was saying something about watching the Direct on Wednesday, and I was like, my very first thought was not Mother 3. It was, there's no fucking way he'd do another Mother, because everyone else's first thought was, oh, Mother 3, and I was like, no, that's like literally how much I knew it was not going to be that, because if
Yeah.
they're going to do it, they're going to do that GBA service that they said they were going to do,
Yeah.
like they did with the NES, and because they haven't announced it, if they were going to put Earthbound on the SNES service but not Mother 3, that would be a very weird way of announcing, like, oh, you can play both games, but one has to be bought and the other is a service for an older game. Because they're not doing what they did on the 3DS, which was release Earthbound by itself.
Do you think a Mother 3 would sell well enough to justify them making it?
Oh, I mean, from a cult classic and
From brand
because
loyalty
people talk
alone.
about it,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Because at least until recently, something like Metroid, people loved it, but it never really sold enough to make Nintendo want to continue to make it.
No, yeah, I think like writing off
Talking
of
about-
Super Metroid and having it on a home console
talking about,
versus
like, Dread?
3DS remake.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Dread sold a
and
lot.
there's a reason why there haven't actually been a lot of Metroids since Prime, and it's because it actually, as good as it is, and it's great. It's a fantastic.
Oh, it doesn't
franchise,
sell, yeah, nearly
It doesn't
as much.
sell. Yeah, it doesn't sell that well.
Mm.
It's also one of those series they have that is like Mother, where it becomes more popular after time passes.
Right, right.
We
So
see
I'm
that with
wondering if
even new
like
IPs now.
I'm wondering if the generation that grew up with it now is old enough to like have the money to buy it themselves now. You know what
Oh,
I
I'm
mean?
sure. Well, that, and I think, especially with the rise of like other, I will say this, I do think it's a lot of independent games, like just the Metroidvania, like
I
side
guess it-
scroller style. Like even
think-
Ori has helped Dread in some.
I think
fashion.
that's probably right. I think if they're gonna make a Mother 3, it's gonna be because Mother 3 is cheap to make, relatively speaking.
Yeah. Plus, after Toby Fox's games, I think Mother would be especially welcome because there are more of those now, like the weird RPGs that have some.
There you go.
Working on it.
some
Working
unique
on it.
bit to them. I think though, if they are going to do Mother 3, it's going to be on a GBA service. If they do a standalone, it's either going to be like a remake or port, like some specific reason why it's a bot game versus just
Oof.
pay the online service.
Hey,
The hell?
Now their
So-
online is
rolling
weird though.
backwards. Why don't you?
Well,
roll
right, but I
forward?
mean, if you're doing it from the perspective of Nintendo, they think, well, it's a great way to get people to pay for online, which they're not
What the hell?
wrong.
Why?
Like, I do still pay for online for that purpose.
Oof.
I like getting to play Donkey Kong Country, but
Yeah.
No.
I'm of the mindset that if they do it, which might still be pretty rare, it's going to be on a GBA service, more likely than they are going to have it be like a download title, because they stopped doing that once the Switch came out, sort of.
Yeah,
Like they mostly release it through those services, because it gets them the online subscription money versus on the
Right.
3DS you could just buy virtual console stuff by themselves.
Oof.
Oh, I'd be
That
interested
being
to see if
said-
they do it.
Oh, yeah.
Ultimately, I just want. You know what I want on Switch? I want all of the 3D remasters of all of the 3D Zeldas. They've already got Skyward Sword. I want Ocarina of Time. I
wish they would do a better. I don't know what's up with their emulation on that thing because it's not hard to port.
Come on.
It's not
What
even
the
hard to play
fuck?
Ocarina of Time on like a decade-old graphics card.
Well, that's the thing. I don't want it on Nintendo. I don't want it on Nintendo Online. I want
Right.
the port that they brought to the DS.
Oh my
yeah, that's the
god.
thing, right? Like,
Come on.
so
That was the
close.
closest I've ever gotten.
yeah, the versioning on that stuff is so hard, right? Because for a while they were about remakes in like the 3DS era, and now they're trying to bring back the originals. So it's like so much time has lapsed that it's not even just a matter of accessibility. It's like, oh, if you want to play Ocarina of Time, there's like 3 different ports, right? There's the GameCube one,
right,
the original,
exactly.
and there's the
So
3DS.
what I want, the reason why I want these all on Switch is because we usually only get like 1 or 2 each per system.
Right.
Because like I want Wind Waker. If I want to play the best version of Wind Waker, which is the HD remaster on Wii U, I have to go to Wii U. I got to break out my Wii U.
Right. Well, the same thing with Metroid Prime as well. It's like, so much time has
those-
lapsed
and
where
that-
they had the remakes, but at this
And
point,
that spans 2 separate console generations, just the
Yeah.
original.
yeah, exactly.
Just put the whole series, like do a 3D All-Stars, Zelda 3D All-Stars, that's what I want.
I would like to see more of like those like compilation things because if they in an ideal world if Nintendo could do that and did that, they would make a shit ton of money just selling those alone. And if
I
they
would
had teams
pay-
dedicated to like keeping them going on future consoles, it'd be fantastic.
I mean, if you had Ocarina of Time, the HD 3D remake that they did on DS, and you had Wind Waker and you had Twilight Princess, all 3 of those, I would pay a premium more than $60 per game in order to
Oh,
get
if
all
they- if
3
they-
of those on the Switch.
Ran as decent as they did originally, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think part of the issue, I mean, from what I can speculate, in part, it's also the reason why Mother 3 hasn't been ported or brought over is because it's technically very hard. I think a lot of Nintendo stuff in the early and middle days was very like proprietary. Like if you were a developer for a Nintendo console, it wasn't really a thing until like the Wii or 3DS because they just use a very specific set of like platforms and like code libraries that like it was almost impossible to develop anything for it because it was just hard.
I mean, it seems
It was
like
in languages no one learned.
what's going to happen for me is I'm just going to have to end up emulating all those on my Steam Deck.
True. Yeah, you could also do that. Is there an emulator that runs through? I guess you could add it to Steam, right?
I mean, it runs through Linux. I mean, the Steam Deck runs on Linux. And
Oh, right. I mean, like, will it allow
Probably.
you to like add it to your library so you could play it on the deck? I know you could run it through
well,
Steam on a PC.
You don't have to. So as far as I understand on the Steam Deck, you don't even have to run the Steam software. You can just
Nice.
run a basic vanilla flavor of Linux or any Linux that you want to run.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, you don't have
a
to.
regular desktop.
Yeah. I have Arch. I have at least not Arch. Retro.
RetroArch.
Retro-
Arch.
yeah.
Yeah, I have RetroArch on my PC. But there's like 3 or 4 different ways to configure it.
And that's built
To just
on
do
Linux anyway.
emulating.
So yeah, presumably the Steam Deck is going to be like the greatest emulation machine there ever was.
Yeah, hopefully. I don't know if it'll be without its qualms. My expectation would have been that they would only allow you to play official like Steam uploaded games.
Yeah, because you can reinstall the entire system and just do like Ubuntu on there if you want to. You can install
Right.
anything.
What the?
Oh.
Oh my god.
Close.
should not have
Yeah,
happened.
I don't think it's going to be without like having to like root it or do some extra stuff. Like there's never going to be like an official like without doing anything extracurricular so to speak.
I mean, if
There's
you can
never going to be a way to
run-
just emulate.
I'm sure you can just run Launchbox on it, which is what I do on my PC. Basically, if it can run on Linux, it should be able to run on Steam Deck.
Right. Yeah,
So-
that assuming they don't lock it down to just like Steam.
Well, it looks like
official
they're
games
not.
would be nice.
All of the reviews I've seen of the Steam Deck so far are suggesting that it's going to be like effectively exactly like a PC. It's just going to be handheld. So if you can do it on the PC, presumably you can do it on the Steam Deck.
Right. I mean, if it has the hardware, people will find a way.
That's the thing. Like even the hardware is modifiable to the extent that like you can close down cores on your CPU. You can overclock your GPU. Like you can do all the same stuff on that you
Right.
can do on a typical PC, which is like you can't do that on any other handheld. It's crazy.
Right.
No
Well, I mean,
doubt, a lot of
it's like
modification.
if they offer the option, like Steam puts it in there, so that you don't have to like do the technical stuff and like reboot from BIOS and stuff.
Yeah,
That would
yeah,
be
yeah.
awesome, and that would actually be a huge precedent for, I mean, just consoles in general going
I mean,
forward.
Steam is pretty. I mean, Valve is pretty good about that kind of stuff. I mean,
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
really like Valve when it comes to hardware. I know a lot of people shit on it, but I loved the Steam controller. I thought
Yeah,
that
I know a
was
lot
okay.
of people that like
super
that
innovative.
controller.
Hot take,
I still
hot
use
take.
it. I still use it for some games.
You like it because it's got essentially motion controls in it.
It's got great gyro, but it also has, instead of a thumbstick, it's got a touchpad on the right, and it works beautifully for certain games. Like, it's amazing. It's just fantastic. I think people didn't pick it up because it was different and weird, which is what people usually, that's how people usually react to new controllers. It's why we still don't have goddamn back buttons on the new console controllers. Goddamn.
Yeah,
my
that's
God.
we've had that rant that I could always talk about that. I wish there was more variation in controllers.
So stupid.
It's
just
becoming
bad
homogenized,
design.
if anything.
I mean, they do with
Yes.
keyboards now are the most like modular thing. People build their own all the time with custom keycaps and all these different like settings. I'm like, they should do it with controllers. I mean, people do. They do it with Game Boys. I just, you've got to find
just
somewhere way more customized.
Look,
It's not meant
I
to be
understand
like
people aren't
super
used to back
done.
buttons, but it is objectively better to have back buttons. It just is. So, like, them choosing not to do it is them choosing to make the product worse for no reason.
I think part of that is there needs to be like a breakout hit with the back buttons, which is funny because the one you have is like the Xbox one that has back buttons, right?
Well, yeah, I have several, and what I just don't understand is all I ever hear, like when I watch Let's Plays, is people complaining about not being able to run and control the camera at the same time. People bitch about that constantly, and it's like, well,
Fuck this
here's
guy.
why. Get back
Maybe it's
buttons
the
never got to
spear.
get them up to 6.
No, true.
Yeah, Nate, move back to the sword, see what happens.
Okay.
Or maybe when you're up close, use the sword. But when you don't want to get like really up close, use the spear.
Hmm.
You could like,
Switch between both of them.
yeah.
No, ring of
I think-
favor.
I do think part of
The
it is
Ring of
because
Favor.
Spear's damage is so low. There's a certain playstyle you have to do, which is a lot more waiting and like baiting them out.
You know
Mhm.
what you should do, Nate?
Yep.
You should go back to the woods and pick up the wood grain ring. That's what you should do.
Oh fuck! I didn't do that. I meant to do that in my downtime, and I did not do that.
It's the best thing in the game.
I'm surprised you mentioned that ring before the Ring of Favor.
Well, they already Game Fish already mentioned the Ring of Favor, so I figured beat me to it.
Ah, right. You gotta put it on a cooldown.
All right, so
Yeah, exactly.
Ring of Favor, Star Wars. All we need to do now is talk about Metal Gear Solid 5, and we will have
Oh,
crossed
and-
all the
and-
big
All right,
three off
yeah.
of Ian's
And what
bitch
anime?
list.
What anime do I need to watch? What
Yes,
anime?
yeah, those are
Chat,
the-
get out your bingo cards now. If you kept them from last week, you should be able to fill in all those slots we just mentioned.
hmm
You know,
Plus your free space.
Elden Ring is the free space, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
we should honestly do that one of these days. You guys should do that.
That would be a great, actually. I might
That'd
make
be
that and put
funny.
it on Twitter.
Be
All right,
funny
well,
as
we
hell.
got to gauge, guys, because this is going to be probably our last episode before Elden Ring comes out.
You say that,
Um,
and yet I've gotten my butt kicked pretty much every single time so far. So
But my question is, gauging where people are in Elden Ring, are you guys like
I'm
hyped
excited.
beyond belief? Are you?
I'm
for a
getting
little
there.
bit?
I get hyped when I make myself watch videos about it. I haven't watched anything lately, so like any new trailers or gameplay. I've read a couple of titles on like released or revealed classes, but that's about it. Everything else I've been kind of steering clear of.
Honestly, I'm trying not to look at the classes as much.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen like a few of them. I'm not trying to look at all of them.
So you guys are almost like in avoidance mode at this point.
Not
Yeah.
like not on purpose per se, but yeah, like I guess I have been.
You're not feeling the need to like get all the juicy details ahead of time.
Fuck.
Well, the one,
Oh,
I think he didn't think he had such a large
dude,
turnaround.
that tracking.
Yeah.
I had the opposite problem for me,
Oh my
which is
God.
I have a huge backlog of games to play that are from like the last 2 decades that I don't get hyped for something new that I know I will play until it's like within 72 hours, and I just drop everything else I'm doing.
Oh
and
my
play it.
God.
Yeah, like with
This is
Red
ridiculous.
is a good
You're
example.
alive.
What the fuck? What was I supposed to do with that?
Well, so yeah, Osprey, like to that point, and this is to everybody, the classes are still the same way as these games, right? Where it's just like a starter set. It's not the
Yes.
actual like limitation.
Yes.
Yes, it's
Okay.
just a. It's so.
I
the
don't
way
really
to
worry
think-
about that much.
Osprey, the way that you should think about it is the classes are just a head start in the direction that you think you want to go. Because, for instance, if you want to be like a dex guy, you would just pick the class that starts with the highest dex. It means you have a head
Right.
start in dex. It doesn't mean that you're committed to dex for the whole rest of the game. You can
Which is
Yeah.
funny because
spec into whatever you want after that.
I've almost never gone with the thief, even for the ones where I just want to do like dagger stuff, because I'm so used to wanderer, which is
Yeah.
just
Well, the
like
way-
high dex, but not like literally everything sacrificed.
Yeah,
for dex
I
like
mean,
the thief is.
To me, the classes matter so little. The starting classes matter so
Yeah.
little that I actually don't care about the stats. I care about what the
usually for the
starting
first-
weapon is.
Yeah, I was gonna say starting gear. That's actually why I like to do bandit, even for like
Yeah.
my like toughest melee build, because bandit starts with that shield, and you
Mhm.
start with a standard damage axe, and you have like some decent gear that's not super heavy.
Like
Oh,
Dark Souls
did you-
3, like I wouldn't typically just choose the knight to start off with because he's a strength heavy dude.
Yeah,
But I like the longsword, so I start with him because I want to use the longsword for the early game.
yeah, I did that, and then put more into dex, and just like within the first 10 levels or so.
I think
Just
what
start
happens
it,
with
just
me is that
buff them up
I
on
typically
dex.
will do a quality build in most Souls games that I have the ability to build. And then once I've gotten through the game at least once or twice on that build, I will start branching out into magic.
But you don't really have like a favorite weapon class, just generally, right? Like you don't have
Not
like,
really, no.
Yeah, because I like straight swords. That's always me.
Yeah.
I know a lot of
Straight swords
people
are hard
like
to get away
axes,
from
Some
once you
people
get
like
into them.
hammers and clubs and shit, but
I like anything big, giant, and hard.
Oh, I didn't get that one this time. Woo!
I said 9 out of 10, you get it.
Yep, 9 out of 10.
But Nate, I would have to give it to you. I've never been able to complete this boss myself with light gear or medium gear. I always have to switch to really heavy gear. I don't roll. I
Got
just
it.
take the damage and deal and like hit him really hard.
Yeah, my samurai build, it took me a few tries.
my dude shows his back to him, and he
Yeah.
damn, the disrespect. Ooh, what? That was an early dodge, and you fucking pulled it off.
Mm-hmm.
All right, when do
How
you
about
heal
that?
is the question.
I don't
Not
know.
there.
Nope, not there.
Right there.
Very small window.
Not quite.
Not quite.
See if you can get
Woo.
the grab.
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
try and proc that grab, maybe. He's not looking very grab happy right
Nope.
now.
Nope.
Yep.
He
it
wasn't
is.
throwing him.
I wonder if there's like a delay because you're using the pro controller, right?
I'm using the wired Xbox 360 controller.
Oh, okay. If it's my old one, there might be a delay in it. 'Cause if it's the black one that's like kind of shiny with the silver, I
You telling
think
me
the
Yep.
left.
You've been playing
Pick.
with input lag this whole time?
Well, that's what I was gonna say. I mean, in general, there might be input lag based on like just your whole setup from control all the way to monitor. There,
Well, do you have your
Um,
monitor in game mode?
I think
That's
I
important.
do as of like yesterday.
I've never had to calibrate for it, so I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there.
Are you playing on an actual computer monitor or a TV monitor?
TV monitor.
Oh,
Oh my
yeah,
God.
put that shit in game mode, man.
Yeah, I
That's
think I did
super
yesterday.
important.
I think I finally. So I've been playing with my resolution just a little bit too big for the frame of the TV. So like all of my icons are just on the outside of the TV
How
around
would
the
you not
edges.
need glasses by now?
I don't know.
Yeah, no shit.
What the
That's an
fuck?
impressive feat of.
What the fuck was that? Bit?
I did
Just
not know you
bodied
could
you.
do that.
Yeah.
Well,
So
no, I just noticed that I could put my screen into game mode.
into game mode. Yeah. I have not been using
I
game
can't-
mode at all this entire like
Guys, I don't know
time.
how you've done this then. Like, that's the first thing I notice when I'm playing a game on a new monitor.
Yeah.
Like, I can tell immediately if game mode's not on.
Oh no,
'Cause
I'm
I feel
far
that
too
lag.
numb to the experience. I don't know. I don't notice.
You guys
Yeah,
are
neither
crazy.
do I.
Like my brain, like especially when I pick up a new game franchise with a whole different paradigm from things I've played before, I'm just like, oh, okay,
I'm
that's
sorry, you
how it
played-
is.
You played Sekiro with input lag?
Yes,
Maybe that's why you play the way you play.
maybe.
That might explain a
Hmm.
lot of it.
Could be.
Oh shit.
Damn, that's also impressive that he's gone through 2 whole Souls games
No
with
shit.
input lag. If that's the
Oh
case,
shit.
There we go.
that's the tenacity right there.
Can you guys hear
Well,
me?
if he
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Okay.
There's no real way to tell until we like, unless we were like there. But I do think there's probably at least a little bit in that like millisecond or so.
I mean,
If it's
I
that small, it might be
definitely,
it.
yeah. I mean, that's true. I absolutely notice it, and I won't play if it's like that. Generally, it's so not fun for me if it's like that.
Well, because like the hard part about like I think realizing it is because Dark Souls already has a delay like on the
It
inputs,
is. It's very
but it's on
animation
purpose,
based. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And that's because it's animation based. It's like trying to play Smash
Oof.
like
Right.
a
right.
quarter of a
Oh,
millisecond
fuck.
Oh
behind.
my god.
Okay, so
Right.
there is
through.
absolutely a hitbox beyond the sword.
Correct.
Yes, the sword is the
Yeah,
sword.
that's what I
The
was
sword is
referring
one,
to.
and the
Stabs,
fire is
it's
another
there.
hitbox.
100%
Yep.
correct. Yes.
If he does like a straight stab, the fire is also part of it, and it does extend when he like it shoots out temporarily.
Correct.
When
Yeah,
he
but it
stabs.
must also pulse after he's stabbed already.
Yeah.
Well, it's the active frames are long on that
Yeah,
animation.
on his
so,
sword.
Yeah, so you can't touch it when it's out there like that at any point.
Okay.
And you even need to be farther away than actually touching it because, as you say, the hitbox extends beyond the actual animation.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you got to give him another like half a meter.
Osprey, the only boss who kills me death by roast damage is you. No other boss can ever do that to me.
Wouldn't it be great if the end boss was an Osprey
Yeah.
who was literally throwing like spitting
Just
fire?
throw,
at your
yeah,
ass? That'd be awesome.
just throwing insults. I don't know if I can handle that. I don't know if I'm
End
ready,
of your
guys.
gaming career. Well, Nate,
Well, then
so
I just
Gwyn's a problem,
I couldn't ever kill that boss because it would supply me with infinite power. Because I
That's true,
only
it'd
ever
be
do
like-
better when people roast me,
That would be the
which you guys have not been
equivalent-
doing. So
That would be the functional equivalent of the irresistible force meets the immovable object.
yeah.
Yeah.
Osprey, Vicious Mockery is definitely if to sum you up. That spell is definitely the D&D spell to sum your character up.
That sounds like a Bloodborne boss, the Vicious Mockery.
Oh, it's a great spell. In D&D, if you're a bard or like maybe you take the there's certain ways to get it as a warlock as well. It only does
what it sounds
1d4 psychic damage, but every time you hit somebody with it, it gives them disadvantage on their next attack.
It sounds like a magic card.
Oh yeah,
It
you're
does,
right.
yeah.
It is
Yes.
definitely. Definitely.
If only you needed to heal on that.
Yeah, if
Change.
only. But I don't. Not really.
Why don't you just
Oh, that
try to...
startup on that is so quick. On that
Yeah,
forehand he
like
does.
that forehand is nuts.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So before we start...
What the
with-
fuck? I am absolutely hitting that
Jeez.
fucking parry. What the hell?
Well, maybe he
Maybe
skipped the parry.
Maybe.
He's beatable without the parry. That's the way I fight him because I don't use
Yeah.
a shield. So
But Nate uses a shield.
it's true.
So here's something interesting. Do y'all remember that, like back in the early 2000s, when the military was trying to recruit kids through video games, and they made that America's Army game?
Yes, I have
Do you
it.
recall
I
that?
had.
know
I
we
might
had,
have
like,
a
we
CD
had, like,
somewhere.
disc.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was they used to hand them out at GameStops basically.
Yeah.
They had this old like free like Counter-Strike-esque shooter they released like soon after 9/11, and which is super shitty because like a recruitment tool, and it probably didn't play as well as actual Counter-Strike.
What-
That
what's
game, the servers are just now shutting down after 20 years.
Wow.
The game had no major updates, but apparently they just left it up because it's
Hard
the
to believe
military
that
and they had
netcode
server
could
space.
like support that for that long.
Well, if it runs like Counter-Strike Source, it's probably open enough that it'll keep running. It's just the game's not going to get a lot of updates, so the actual like gameplay is just kind of like
Static.
I wonder
tagged
what the size
really
of the player
quickly.
base was.
I imagine it must have been minuscule. I was trying to read this article. It doesn't say how
Well,
many people were
dudes.
playing it, but yeah,
No,
like,
no,
it's
exclusively
a server-based
women.
game, so they could still play it offline. Or
Exclusively
on
women
private
because I knew
servers.
men wouldn't be there.
Oh yeah,
What was the game?
it's called America's Army. It's not a very, I mean, especially by today's standards, but even back in the day, like there were already better shooters than it at the time, especially for
Yeah.
PC shooters. But it's just funny because I remember hearing about that, and just now it's shutting down.
Oh yeah, this game.
By the way, I don't know
Wow.
if anybody's noticed this, but Nate has gotten damn good at this running thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're getting
Oh
there.
yeah, you're holding the B button. Good job.
Yeah.
Getting that stamina use.
There we go. Good stuff.
right.
All right, Nate, come on.
Way to
Let's
come back
focus
to
up.
par.
Focus up. Here we go.
All right, come on, Nate.
Oh,
There's
there's a
that grab.
dedicated group of a few thousand. That's interesting.
That sounds about right. Oh, there it is.
Yep, there it is.
So Nate, on that one, I think you got to dodge in.
Come on. Oh my
Oh my
God!
God.
What the actual fuck?
Shot it.
I am.
Jeez.
Why
I
is bosses, Nate?
Well, so what's the problem here, Nate? Let us know. Like, what's
I don't know. I feel like some of my parries are not
Look
coming
up
through,
strategy here.
and then some of my rolls aren't happening when they're supposed to.
Oh, so the shit's not coming out?
Like, okay, I'm running right now. I'm just jogging,
Maybe it
and
is
then
improvised.
I am going to start pressing the button to sprint right now.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a delay there, but that seems
Right
right for the
now.
sprint animation. Yeah,
I don't
because
know.
the thing is, it has to register that you're holding it, so there's a delay for the sprint. But try your
Oh.
dodge. Your dodge coming out on time?
Osprey
Alright.
seems to think you're overthinking.
Rolling now.
Yeah, that's coming out on time.
Now.
Yeah.
Woo.
Maybe just stop overthinking and
Yeah.
just do it.
Enter
Just
the
do
no
it.
mind zen state. Just fight him. Don't worry about the
many
health
mind.
bar. Yeah.
Too many
Yeah.
mind.
Too many mind.
Too many.
You karate. You Dark Souls. Guess so.
Gets killed by one of the
You
black
Dark
knights.
Souls, guess so. You get a squish.
The
Just-
strategy here might not be to keep rolling under, but roll to get out of attacks, but like to lure him into doing stuff. Like if you can start to like see the telegraph early, just
Well,
get
that's
in
the
like
thing.
just enough to get one hit and then
I
spend like.
I think I
7
have the
points.
capacity to parry everything he has except for that forehand, which is so fast.
Yeah, you keep getting fucked up by that
Maybe-
short startup forehand.
Maybe it's the parry. Maybe if you like try like a run like without parrying or like only doing just the first one. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying before. You could try just doing a straight up heads up fight and no parry.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe that's
If
what I'll
anything,
do.
that'll make you better at the fight, and then later on you can reintroduce the parry.
Yeah. Maybe that's what I'll do.
Maybe
I'll get a head start with the first one if I can land it, and then
Because with the parry, you're not really forced to like learn his
Yeah.
Yeah.
moveset or
On the other
his
hand-
distance or any of that shit.
If
You
you
don't
want to
really
lean into the
foresee-
parry, you can use parrying to buy time to use an Estus, but that is
It's true. Yeah, instead of doing the
Yeah.
visceral there, you can back off.
right. Because that is an option. It's so much more satisfying to hit him that people
The
never
only problem is
do
the only
it.
problem with that is that when you need to heal, is when it's highest risk to do a parry.
Right.
Yep.
So
I think it's something that Blasphemous and other Souls likes
Yeah,
do a
yeah,
little bit
yeah.
better, is being like, hey, you can stop them for a little bit, but not always to
no.
attack.
you're gonna try and get him to
oof.
grab. Yeah.
yeah, I was gonna try and get him to grab.
The risk.
Nope.
Nope.
Like, okay,
Good
I
lord.
on it, but I do honestly think that like some of the times I'm not pushing the B, but I am pushing the B button. He is not rolling when I tell him to.
Well, that's a problem.
I'm not
That
sure
can't
what's
be-
going on.
It might be
You
the,
have
that.
the
controllers.
Like my controller's broken, and my uncle works at Nintendo.
does the B button have like an actual like you know how like buttons get faded over time? Like the A button is
Yeah.
always like less clicky than the others. Maybe it's
Yeah.
Is it mushy?
comes up with the B. Because if you're using my old one, I
Well-
think I use that for Rocket League a lot, which means that B button is probably gone.
Maybe it is. Yeah, it's the
That's the
it's the
boost
old
button.
black
default.
Xbox 360 controller.
Maybe. Do you have a different controller that you can use?
Maybe. But
I feel like if he's gotten this far,
nothing that's
though,
super
also
easily
using it-
replaceable now.
I mean, don't forget, last time we got our controller disconnected, the entire stream went dark.
Oh, very true.
So
But
may not
to
wanna
also
risk
to
it.
be Artorias one and done with a controller with
that's
you know
true.
faded buttons is also impressive,
That's
and it
true.
would
How
Yeah.
the same
show
guy,
me that it's possible.
the same guy.
I spoke too soon about that running thing.
Mm-hmm. You know, thing is, you gave it a voice, and it knew.
Spoke it into
Like
existence.
immediately after you said that, the next run, that's what happened.
So it has been willed.
Yeah.
Osprey, yeah, Rocket League used to be my jam. I think it's my most played game on Steam.
That
Yeah.
That's an
my-
interesting question.
You probably have like 700 plus hours on that damn thing.
What do we think? is each
400,
person's-
which is not a lot.
What's your most played
Ooh.
game hours wise all time?
Like ever of all time.
Hours, straight up
pro-
hours.
Earthbound, probably,
Straight up
or
hour.
Ocarina of Time, one of the two.
Okay,
I'd
are
say-
you
because-
talking about like any system?
Yeah.
Any system, any single game.
It might
Yeah.
be a Monster Hunter. I want to say Minecraft is probably in the top 5 just because of the amount of time that it.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Monster Hunter would
Maybe-
make sense, right? 'Cause
maybe
Monster
Monster
Hunter's
Hunter.
really mind-heavy.
Yeah.
Right. It's not the game
Maybe
that I like
Monster Hunter.
remember the most. That's something I was
Probably-
talking with
Well, that's why
somebody
it's an
about.
interesting question because it's not necessarily your favorite game.
Okay.
Well, that's the thing. I was talking with Cameron about this last night during Monster Hunter, which is that like Earthbound's my favorite game, but I've only ever played through all of it like 1.5 times.
Sure.
And I feel like
Yeah.
there's a lot of games where it's like Earthbound I mostly just don't replay just because I save it for special occasions or I'm just so busy playing other stuff. But there are games that I consider my favorites that I don't play a whole lot. Like Metroid is a game where I've beaten Prime 3 times through probably. But it's like one of those games where I'm just like, yeah, I love it a lot, but I also like to like dwell on it and like play it like once a year at the most. I don't like play it and beat it and then immediately go back like through it
Yeah,
over
and
and
certain
over.
games are better for replay than others too.
Right, but then Dead Space 1 I probably have a good amount of hours on. That's a game I would consider in my top 5. That is
Fucking shit.
something I've played through at least 9 times.
Gamefish, what's yours? Destiny?
Nope, not even
Call
close.
of Duty?
Nope. Ratchet
you
and
got?
Clank, either Ratchet
Wow,
and
really?
Clank or Spyro.
Maybe Halo 2 or 3.
Interesting. So
Yeah, I used to-
platformers of all things.
Oh yeah, I love platformers.
Huh.
Whatever game is my top is probably a game. If it's multiplayer, I'm not good at it, which is why I say Halo is probably a contender. I hope
Like-
I don't think it'd be League of Legends, but unfortunately, it'd probably be in like my top 15, which sucks.
You say unfortunately.
Oh yeah, no, I'm a recovering League player,
Is that
or
is that
ex-League
like
player.
is that like your guilty pleasure, like your source of shame?
I wouldn't
Your
say
source of gamer shame?
it might have been pleasurable at the time. I don't think it's a guilty pleasure. I don't mind MOBAs as a whole. I fucking despise League of Legends.
Fucking
That's a whole other rant, but yeah, MOBAs were one that was
Alright.
like, the games were like at minimum 25 minutes to like an hour and like 20 minutes per game. And it's a multiplayer game where if you're losing for a whole hour and it sucks.
Yeah. I would honestly have to say if I was a game that I got close to going like actually pro in was Halo 3.
Halo 3.
But
Okay.
yeah, I think Halo 2 or 3's multiplayer might be like my top. I think
Reach
I
was
have, like-
mine. Reach was
I
mine.
probably
for
have like
fucking
10 or
Halos.
15 games that are like all around like similar, like hundreds of hours. I don't think I have one that's like 3,000 or anything. I mean,
do.
maybe.
Like I would have to say like, because that's why I say like Ratchet and Clank or one of those, because those are the games I had back on PS2. Those
I
are
think
the
I
games
probably
played.
have at least 2 games that I have more than 1,500 hours in.
Oh, mine might be World of Warcraft by hours, because I feel like one of mine is one that you can get yourself lost in.
I have never played one moment of WoW.
Me neither.
That's
Really?
fine.
Not once. And the
I
thing
played
is,
a
I
lot of
love
different
I
Time is
love the
coming
lore
fast.
of Warcraft. Like up through the Frozen Throne, I love the lore.
My games are not, believe it or not, they're not multiplayer games or live service games or MMOs or anything like that.
I think Zelda,
So-
right? Or Punch Out?
fuck?
I wish
MLB?
it was Punch-Out. It was the it was Mike Tyson, just the Mike Tyson level of Punch Out. No,
Yeah.
it was no, it's probably a toss up between Breath of the Wild now and Twilight Princess. I have 100% of Twilight Princess probably, and we're talking 100%. Probably, I don't know, 8, 9 times.
I
Wow.
could see that. Yeah. There's a lot of
and
people I
that's-
knew actually that played
That's
that game all the way
100.
through
It's
multiple
100% that game. That's at like 150 hours to 100% Twilight Princess.
Yeah.
So, the first time I did it, I 100%ed it the second time because my first playthrough got wiped out because my Wii broke.
Oh, right.
And I sent it into Nintendo, and they said, "Yeah, we'll be able to save your game." I got it back, and it was gone. It was so sad.
Osprey, that's a good point. I think Pokemon's probably up there. Like, it's so hard to tell like
Yeah.
by hours because like Steam has. taught
Oh
me that,
my
like,
God,
hours
I'm
I
getting
think I've
worse. I'm
played are
getting
not the
worse.
Hours I've actually played, but I think a
Like-
Pokemon
What is-
game is probably up there.
What
might
is it
be-
about this boss, man? I don't understand
Oh,
what's going on.
Right.
Like, he's not that hard. I can feel that. He's not that hard. He just hits for a truckload of damage when he does hit me,
I think you
and I
need to
can't
be
find
more-
time
if
to
you're-
heal.
If you're not going to parry, I think you need to really hit your dodges more often. I think you need to.
Yeah.
I honestly think the
maybe.
wood grain ring would probably help. To be
What does
honest.
it do?
Hmm.
What does it do?
I don't want. Do I want to tell you? Do you
I don't
want
know.
me to go
Don't tell
find
him.
it?
Don't tell him.
At this rate, though, I'm not getting to Sekiro tonight.
See where it is.
I'm just
Oh,
not.
That's true. We don't have to worry about it.
Right?
But
I'll just have to go back on my
what,
posting.
what Pokemon game do you guys think you played the most?
Gold and silver.
I was gonna say
I have
I might be
never
Black
played
or
a Pokemon
White.
game.
I've done a lot of
Oh.
emulators at the 3rd gen, so maybe Emerald, but not like fully completed. Just like hours spent replaying the first few hours.
Mine's
I don't feel like
either
Pokemon would
blue-
be that much.
Like mine's either like a couple thousand hours into green.
Green,
Green.
man. Yeah, leaf green.
Yep. I played
have-
that. beaten it 12, 13 times. Got to the point where I can easily just run through it with one Pokemon now.
And Pokemon can be pretty grindy, right? Like it can be
Oh,
a
yeah.
big time sink.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
definitely up there.
What?
Yeah, I've never actually played a Pokemon, not once.
But there's still one
It's
Pokemon
a turn-based
that-
RPG.
That's why I've never played.
You wouldn't like it.
That's why I've never played it.
There's a reason. There's actually still one Pokemon I've never caught in that game.
Really? Which would
Yep,
be
Zapdos.
Zapdos.
I've never caught him. I've tried it. You know how it has like a 0.1% chance of escaping from a Master Ball?
Does it?
Yep, 0.1. So very small.
Mm-hmm.
And it escaped from my Master Ball.
Ooh,
I was.
you're a little too
pissed.
aggro there, Nate.
Yeah.
Yep, too aggro. You gotta wait your
Yeah.
turn.
You gotta spend more
That's part
time
of the problem.
defending.
But
You can't do an equal 1-to-1 trade.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, what you just did there, Nate, treat your dodge like the Sekiro parry.
Yeah.
Wait for his attack animation to actually
Yeah.
start moving forward. Some of these you're taking hits because you're dodging a little too soon. Because the iframes in this game start at the top of the animation.
Yeah. Oop.
You're not anticipating those hits, yeah.
Yeah.
maybe switch the.
Oh
the
my
dude
God.
fucking did you see how he waited on your ass?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
He's like,
He
I know what you're gonna
paused,
do.
He stood up.
It,
Oh my
it might just be
God.
the anticipation is either little late, little early.
God, why
I
haven't
want to see the
this is-
replay on that. That was sick. What he
I
just
mean,
did.
all you gotta do is watch the stream when it comes out, and we're done here.
God
You can
damn.
watch me die in every single fashion known to man.
That was so
Yeah.
godlike what he just did there.
Mm-hmm. He knew what he does. He knows that I know what he normally does, and then he stood
he
there
just, like,
and let
yeah, he
me
stood there.
fall
He
back
took
into
a
it.
second. He like took a second. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna let you stop first. And
Mhm.
then he punished you for it. It was crazy.
He's
But
I keep wanting to circle back around behind him, and one, I don't think you can backstab him, right? So
I don't think you can backstab him, and he also has hella good tracking.
yeah.
yeah.
So he
So
will
maybe I
spin
need to
around on
stop.
you
Yeah.
with not much of an issue.
The
Oh!
fuck is happening?
Oh,
the
geez.
second time he did that to you.
Second time. And he's done smaller versions of it too. I think a couple times now. Or is this kind of a?
Bombing your ass.
All right.
So you
He's
can't
knee-checking
stun
him.
lock him, Nate?
I can stun lock him.
Yes.
Interesting.
It is just takes a lot of hit. Like either a really heavy sword, like doing a lot of damage at once,
Okay.
or like that's the only way I found out. I used a great sword when I beat him. And
So
That's the
basically,
only
you're
way I
breaking
would-
his poise.
yeah.
Yeah. Osprey, if you're tired, you depending on how this goes, you might not be missing too much.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm hoping I could at least get Gwyn done tonight at this rate.
This is what Artorias was for me.
Oh
Was
really?
just doing this run. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, at least
Oh,
a
yeah.
few times. I don't know like total amount of like hours together, but it definitely there was like a solid hour where I was just like trying to fight him, taking a different approach, trying to
Osprey.
like change up windows.
You might appreciate this, Osprey. At least in my Twitch, your comment has he's
A bunch of-
secretly my puppet is censored.
Oh
Really?
Sounds
Yeah,
like
it
I
says
wonder
it's a
if Reach
hostile
used that.
comment because it says he's secretly my puppet.
Oh, I don't have that at all.
That's really funny.
Huh.
It's totally not a hostile comment, but it's really funny that they would call it
Yeah, I see it on. It wasn't because sometimes like it'll if you're like a moderator in chat, it'll like bring up a thing that's like, do you want to allow it? And I don't have that. That's
It
weird.
didn't do that. That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming up all stars in mine.
Yeah.
It's really
same.
funny. Secretly my puppet. That's great.
The automod's like, stop, he's already dead.
Well, because I first saw it in normal chat, and I'm like, oh my god, what did Osprey say? What the fuck? And then I looked at it, it's like so benign.
Not that
My
vitriolic.
puppet. Yeah.
Oof.
Oh boy, we're back to having
Yep,
to
back
try
to
and
this
find a
again.
spot to heal.
Here we are again.
Well, yeah, that's why getting hit's not a good thing, I suppose.
Not advised.
The only
Early
reason-
dodge, got away with it. That was a good heal spot
Now.
right there.
Yeah.
Okay, now.
Jeez.
Yeah, heal now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On ground.
Right now.
Oh, that animation takes so long. That's
double,
all right. It worked
yeah.
out. It worked out.
You gained HP off of it.
You're
That's
also
what matters.
for having all that range.
What the
you spend
fuck?
A lot of time like right up.
One
against
shot
him.
it.
What the fuck?
Damn. Guys, he's quickly rising to be one of the toughest bosses so far.
Apparently so. I don't understand it. Maybe it's just that he's like the rock to my paper or to my scissors.
I mean, that's the way Dark Souls works. Like, not every boss is the same for every player. It's different for everybody.
I also noticed you spend a lot of time like you'll roll right up against him. I mean, you have some reach with the spear. I don't know how to like work that in with Gwyn, but you don't have to be up super close.
Well,
don't
so
think.
that harkens
I know
back
it's, like,
to
second nature.
like the very beginning of my Dark Souls 3 playthrough where I could stun people by rolling into them.
Oh,
And
yeah,
if you recall
yeah.
me doing that a lot.
That's right.
If you go back
Yeah,
and watch
that's
like the
unfortunate you
first
do that
like
here.
5 episodes, I did that all the time in Dark Souls 3.
Mm-hmm.
And you were so mad that I kept getting away with it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't
it's
realize
both-
that was a thing until I started replaying on like a full Dex character. I was like, oh, I really can just run through them.
Again with the thing. Okay. What the hell?
Oh,
Yeah.
What the fuck?
you got
Might
3
be a
magic
grim,
pixels
mate. Okay.
in
I
there.
noticed your run up seems different every time.
Yeah.
It does.
Most of the time it's fine. Most of the time it's perfectly fine.
Okay, do you guys play sports? Did you guys ever play sports games growing up?
Oh hell yeah.
NBA Jam.
NBA Jam.
play a lot of
I played
MLB.
I played
Nate,
some like
did I play
early
sports
Madden.
games? Did I play sports
Um,
games, Nate?
No. No.
Never.
Never.
Not once. Famously hates sports, in fact.
Famous, yeah, especially baseball.
His least favorite
Yeah.
team is the Boston Red Sox.
What
Yeah.
people who watch the channel may not know about me is I actually was an athlete growing up.
Yeah.
I was
Wait,
not. I was
really?
not. Yes, I was not just
Yeah.
I know this is
A
like the
huge
realm of
history computer
video
nerd.
game nerds, but yeah, I was actually
Yeah.
an athlete growing up.
Yeah.
I remember a distinct period where whenever I saw you, there was always a baseball bat nearby.
There's still baseball like okay, $20 says within within a dozen paces of him, there is a rack of baseball bats on the wall somewhere.
I have a baseball on my desk in here right in front of me. I got
Yep.
a
Oh, nice.
baseball bat over here in the corner. Yeah, I was a pretty serious athlete there for a good long while. So,
Yep. Collegiate level.
Speaking of baseballs, I don't know much about like the collection of like memorabilia stuff, but do you have like a favorite signed baseball? Do you have any?
Oh boy.
'Cause I figured that for most people, it's like either you are or you aren't like a collector of those specifically.
Yeah. Oh my god, when I was a
Hey,
kid, I
Alucard.
absolutely was. I got a Hank Aaron. I got a Willie Mays.
Ooh, okay.
I have
Wow.
a Ken Griffey Jr. What else do I have?
Was the
I
Ken
got-
Griffey Jr. from
Jeez, those vertical swings
Seattle
are
era,
nuts.
or was it from?
Yeah.
Seattle era. Yeah, it was it's actually a signed bat.
Ooh.
Oh,
okay.
dude, that's got to be worth money.
Yeah, I
signed
should say
bat
all
from
signed
his rookie season.
memorabilia, not just baseballs.
It's a signed bat from his 1989 rookie season.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's a
so-
very very good season.
Yeah. So
Um,
that's probably
Certainly
the
a good
most valuable.
season,
for him.
but like he didn't hit his actual zenith until like the late 90s, I think.
93 was the first
Right.
year he had 45 home runs in 1993.
I've got the graph records right above my monitor. And
Oh,
they
yeah,
didn't
you do.
Great in '89, but that was his first year, and then the
Well-
next year, him and
1989, I believe he hit 19 home runs. He didn't play a full season, so he only came up sort of
Right.
halfway through the year.
Saga. Yeah.
But he was the most anticipated player like of all time, I'm pretty sure.
He was the number one pick. He was, he was a franchise player. He was the big boy coming out of college. He was the guy who was like different than everybody else. He was also
That's right, yeah.
my personal hero for 20 years of my life, probably.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite part
on
of that.
board.
Hey, Alucard. My favorite part about his career, I think, is maybe when he decided to retire. When he drove home to Florida, like in a night from Seattle, he just like left the stadium. And was like, all right, I'm gonna go home for a bit, and maybe I'm done with this.
That's your favorite part of Ken Griffey's career. That's great.
When he
Well,
left.
it's- Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, well, there was him. I might be thinking in the Bob emergency. There's another person who does that. He just like up and leaves during the middle of a play. He's like, yeah, I'm tired of doing this. That was Bob Hamlin, maybe.
And I'm done.
Yeah.
Alucard, I am thinking I was thinking I was gonna get a book of Boba Fett started sooner or later, probably in the next week or so. But I have not heard anything about Peacemaker at all.
I've seen a few episodes. I think the first like 2 and like the last one of season 1, or not last season 1, but like the latest one as of like 2 weeks ago. That show's pretty fucking funny. John Cena does a great job.
I probably will not watch Peacemaker, but I probably will do Boba Fett. I wonder, Elcar, what you thought of Boba Fett.
I haven't seen a lot of the DC shows, but I will say Peacemaker so far is like pretty fucking good. It's really funny.
Yeah.
So Nate, your spear
Yep.
looks like even if you get hit by it, you can hit it from the long range.
Yeah.
For him, you will get hit, but you won't get hit by much.
Deary me.
Jeez, he's just playing tennis over here. The king's
God.
game.
He says no heals. No heals for you. No soup. No soup for you.
One thing that he hates more than the furtive undead, it's Sunny D.
Watch out for those gazpacho police.
Yeah.
Okay, do you guys think you
Got
can
him.
go through Dark Souls 3 or Dark Souls 1 without healing?
No.
Nope.
So sorry,
no, probably
sorry,
not.
without using Estus.
No.
Yeah,
probably
no.
not.
I mean, if I was
okay,
speedrunning, maybe, but
Wait.
no.
I mean, so could I?
The fuck is that
Is it
tracking all about?
Possible? Yes, I think it's
Oh, yeah.
possible.
With speedrun strats, you absolutely can. The problem
Would
is
I
just
ever?
practice takes to do that.
ever? God, no, I wouldn't. Hell no.
I like watching it. I wouldn't want to
Yeah,
do it.
like
Yeah.
it would be miserable because I'd have to start over a million times, and I would
Oh,
never want to embark on
I would
that.
like to try one of those goofy runs
Oh.
with like the DDR.
Oh my
map.
god!
Oh, look at that health
Oh, you
bar.
had him.
Yeah, I thought I
Last
had him.
little
Two more
segment.
two more
You were going
hits.
in there at the end. You were trying to.
Two
finish
more
him.
hits. I was just I was
Maybe
hoping
that could be a strat. Is just do that.
You could be more accurate. That's possible. You could try.
it could
that.
be. That's what I need to do. I just need to stop. I need to stop respecting him.
Maybe. Yeah. Maybe you're respecting him too much.
Well, yeah, it's
Spit on his
either you
face.
respect him enough or you don't at all. Because the
Yeah, I
problem
mean-
with that spear is that it does so little damage. You either have to go really aggro or you have to
I
have
gotta-
a much,
I
much
gotta-
longer fight and
Yeah.
Nate,
dodge.
you could be more
70% of the
aggro
time.
if you hit your dodges. You can be more
Mhm.
aggro because you won't get hit
Yeah.
as much, and you
Yeah.
can stay inside.
So
This is
Nate, do
another
you
guy
have
that
to
I ju-
parry?
What'd you say?
Do you have to parry?
I don't have to parry. I just when I see the opportunity to, I try it
Okay.
because
Okay.
it's at least a one big
Oh,
free
but
hit.
that could be why you're
and
getting
then-
hit.
I mean,
Yeah.
this is another one of those. He acts like he looks like a rush down melee guy, but he actually acts more like a zoner
Yeah.
Yeah.
because he's really tough in the mid range. So the more you stay
Yeah.
like in that mid range, he's gonna tune you up. He's got too many tools.
Mm-hmm. And he's got combos that can stop or flow for
Right,
quite a while.
Right. But you're doing damage to him, so like if you
Yeah.
stay inside on him, you're not gonna have to stay in there
Is-
for very long. He's gonna end quickly.
Yeah.
It'll be a quick fight if you stay in on him.
Maybe that's what I'll try it up. I gotta just tell myself it's his fault.
gotta hit
The
your
world is
dodges.
like this right now. It's all
you gotta
his
be
fault.
like you gotta be deliberate about your dodges. Like spamming it isn't gonna work. You're gonna have to dodge like you would
Yeah.
like a parry.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have to time them properly.
Whoop. See you later.
Okay, here we go. You can still start off with a parry though, because that seems to work.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
always a good opener for me.
I cannot hit this parry to save my life.
Well,
God, it-
I just missed my window.
You just got chip damage. You're fine.
A little bit.
It was a fair. It was definitely a good trade.
Oof.
That was so quick. The startup on that is so unfair. Oh,
What do you think these bosses think?
can you
Every
heal?
time,
No, don't do it.
every time you walk into here, it's like, I gotta do this again.
Oh, preemptive dodge. Good. Yes, that is so clutch.
Oh.
Oh no. Oh
Nope.
no.
Oh.
no.
I've lost my entire rhythm.
0 for 2. Oh my god. Oh.
Whoa! Whoa! Why'd you go for the triple heal?
Oh my god.
I wasn't trying to. I was just trying to.
Oh, look like you're spamming X. What's
Woo.
going on?
Jeez. Oh, sit down, homie. Dude says, "Get off me." Good job.
Alright.
That
Oh,
fucking
that's
forehand.
The same move every time. Oh yeah, that time you read it. He
Got
takes
this
no
thing.
hits done. Now we're talking. That's how you slip dodge.
Oh my god.
It was a fair trade. It was worth it.
Yeah. Still net gain.
Gained HP.
Oh,
There you go. There you go.
nice.
Come on.
All right, Nate. Stay calm.
Mm-hmm.
Hit those dodges. Defense first. Survive. Don't take damage. Yep.
Oh, that track.
Yeah.
Yeah, the stab especially.
Good job. Yes. Good dodge. Your dodges are saving your life, man. You're
Yep.
nailing those.
That fucking.
Oh man, that was an unfair tracking. Heal up. That's the man. Okay. Well.
A small net game.
Yeah, when you heal, try to keep something between you. That worked.
Stop.
Oh.
Yeah, a little too greedy.
Oop.
Good dodge. Yep. You read that combo. Get out.
my.
Yep. Okay, be patient. Wait for a window. Try and make distance. Let him keep running at you. Or just
Oh
fuck him
my
up.
God.
Jesus.
Oh, there it
Is
is.
he done?
Is that
Nope.
it? No, what
It's got a little bit left.
Got him.
Him.
There
Got
it
him!
is.
Nice.
Got him.
Question.
Woo!
Okay, Nate, are you
Praise
gonna
the
turn
sun.
your fossils?
Oh.
Praise the sun.
Ooh. Do I lose my boss souls?
I'm pretty sure.
Nope.
Don't you lose your boss souls per playthrough?
I
You don't
have no
remember
I have no idea.
Uh,
do
All right,
not
I got
remember.
the
No, no,
Lord
I-
Soul of Gwyn here.
I'm pretty sure you do.
Get your souls
Pretty
back.
I don't have any
There's anything
souls.
there.
Yeah.
Well,
Woohoo!
yeah, that's true.
Nice.
All right, Nate. Well, what are you gonna do? You
Um,
got a
Game's
choice
over.
ahead of you.
Where's the credits?
Okay. So.
You lose your boss souls, I'm pretty sure, if you don't turn them in.
Oh really?
Perfect.
So then,
I
like,
mean, they are.
I don't
they
think
are
you can really
kind
do
of-
much else with it.
They are kind of key items in the sense that they.
yeah, I
are
never got
tied to
to.
the boss. So
I never got to like do they do the thing where you can get like unique like weapons?
transmogrify them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I have never met a
No,
person who
not
could do that.
Transmogrify
get-
means just aesthetic, not actual weapon.
Oh, okay.
You can get their boss weapons.
Oh, they are.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Well-
never use them, so I don't know what to do. I was
you
just
not-
gonna skip it.
Well,
you
so
not
I'm
see
in
the
I'm in the
bonfire?
kiln. Yeah, no, I'm in the kiln of the first flame, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So if I light this bonfire, do I
Game over.
light the? Okay,
I'm pretty sure.
What's a bonfire?
a bonfire.
What's a?
It's a
Bonfire?
bonfire. It's a bonfire that goes everywhere, flies everywhere.
Do you get it? I don't think you get a choice in this one. I'm pretty sure it's just game over once you light it.
Okay.
And then
Well, if
go
that's
on
the
Well,
case,
nah,
I've been
it's
thinking
not.
about
Go
this
back.
a while.
Do you want to
I've
go
been
back
thinking.
to France?
I've been thinking about this for a while.
Yeah.
I don't think I want to light the first flame again. I don't want to link the fire because that dude, as the more I've learned about Gwyn and this world, especially between the two games,
Mhm.
he's got a stranglehold on this entire thing. Fuck him and his dynasty and everybody who looks like him. Like,
no credits.
so like, I don't want to fucking light that fire, man.
Don't.
Come on, baby, light my
No one's making you do it.
All right. Yeah, fuck him. So I'm not gonna light that fire. If that's what ends the game one way or the other.
Yeah, it does.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
Nate,
Yep.
you made the choice I made and would have made.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Whoa.
That's the choice I'd make. I mean, basically, Gwyn and his crew is using your ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
I've actually never
are-
made this choice. I've always just linked the fire.
Yeah.
I
no,
never
that's
really
what I
paid
did.
attention to it.
isn't there 3 endings in this one?
I think there's just the two.
Oh.
You
Like-
either link it or you don't.
Like he is basically like I've been putting it together from based on the ending of 3. Like this world is so tired by the end of 3. Like
yeah.
it's so tired at the end of 3, and it's just because they keep postponing the end. It's supposed to go in a natural cycle of like what the dragon era, then
Well,
the you know like
what this
whatever the
ending
hell-
does is this starts the human era. Is what you do.
yeah, exactly. And the whole
Yeah.
point is that like Gwen's era is over.
Correct.
It should have been over a while ago, but he doesn't
Correct.
want to like
He was trying
for all
to
of his
use you
yeah. Yeah.
to stay in power. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that and Guinevere in her throne room is like, "You're gonna be so good. You're gonna go light the flame
Right.
because you're our hero, right?" And like, no, fuck you. I
Yeah,
don't
they were
trust
blowing
that
smoke
for a
up your ass.
second.
Yeah. They were manipulating you.
Yeah, so not about that noise. So
Yeah.
yeah, okay,
There
okay,
goes
a
your
little.
401k of souls.
I was that's fine. I don't give a shit. But that is that's about 10 minutes later than I meant to be. Um,
Uh,
I'll go ahead and admit it now. I was only dying a few of those times because I said Sekiro was coming at 7. That's what
You
was
just priced
happening.
it out.
I just let it out. I could have beat him anytime I wanted to.
sure.
All right, we'll
course.
say that, Nate.
Mm-hmm.
FYI, Nate,
Yeah.
just so you know, since you beat the game, it starts New Game Plus right away. You don't have a choice.
Okay, that's fine.
So
You
Um,
can just save and quit. Yeah, your
CQC
options are
supervisor.
either like fire or walk away.
Okay, well, yeah, walk the fuck away, cause fuck him and the horse he rode in on.
Well, Nate, maybe we'll
Yeah.
talk about this next time. I don't know if you're still planning on moving over to Sekiro. It's 10 past 7.
It's up to
so-
you.
10 past 7.
There's-
I mean, I
There's
could
no
get
hard
probably a
limits
run or
on
two.
what you want
Yeah.
to do.
There's
Sure.
I mean, I don't have a hard stop tonight. I don't think. And I could
So I
probably get a
figured
couple
we-
of runs in.
We can do a post-mortem on Dark Souls at that point and talk through it and see what you thought. All that shit.
Okay.
Welcome to the
Alright.
Age of Dark.
Age of Dark.
Age of Dark. Well,
It's funny, the Age of
okay.
Dark is the Age of Men.
okay.
Yeah.
So, I got a theory though. Because there is an option to walk away or link the fire here, and then there are subsequent games, either A, it's a different timeline completely, or B, just because you don't link the fire doesn't mean somebody else doesn't come along after you and do it because they bought into the propaganda.
Well, the fire's gone out.
Has it though? Like,
I mean, I think that's the idea. If you don't link it, the fire, because the
Osprey.
fire's dying.
see you later. Thanks for hanging out, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, Ian, you were saying?
Well, I think the conceit is that they need you to do that, otherwise the fire will go out. So if
Okay.
you don't do it, the fire will die.
Okay.
And because I think the idea is that there have been many before you,
Mm-hmm.
chosen undeads that have failed, but it's because they failed to get there. It's not because they didn't link the first flame and ushered in the Age of Dark, right? So like the Age of Dark never started
Yeah.
with those previous undead, whereas you actually started the Age. Therefore, I think it means that the flame can't be linked now.
Okay.
It's just a guess. That's sort
Now-
of how I read it, but
Now, the Age of Dark, is that just like the Abyss everywhere, though?
I mean, it's the Age of Men. That's the way I understood it.
It doesn't really
No.
say, although some
Yeah.
people have theorized that like it could mean that we're less protected against the abyss. So that would mean that, you and then Cloth and all the other king seekers or whatever have to find a way to make man less vulnerable to the abyss. Because I think like just not having the fires linked is one thing, but like I don't know if the abyss like physically or whatever encroaches on like the
Mhm.
regular land. 'Cause I think even in the Age of Dark, like there's still the sun and stuff. It's just not
Yeah.
the
Hmm.
the
You
have
actual
the-
rule of the fire
Yeah, the
bonfires
fossils,
aren't
right?
linked together.
Yeah, I have my souls. Cool.
No, the fossils.
Let's find out. Yeah, I got them all.
Okay.
You got them.
Nice.
Cool.
All right.
For all those weapons you'll never need.
Okay. Well, here we are, right back at the beginning, just as we always knew we would. All right, guys. Well, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take a short break. We're gonna end this stream, and then for the remainder of the night, I am going to get back on a second stream where I try and see how far I can get in the Sekiro boss rush that I started at the end of Sekiro, and then can try it again at our 24-hour live stream, and then I'm gonna try it again here, and then depending on how well it goes, probably try it again next week, just because yeah, I've been
He's
playing.
determined, guys.
Yeah. So we're gonna end this one here, and then join us again here in about not even 10 minutes, probably more like 5, while I just get everything fired back up again. And yeah, hopefully you'll see us in our Sekiro stream tonight.